Hello everyone and welcome to UK Amazon FBA channel after a short break. Today I'm gonna talk about product research, which is in my opinion the most important step in the entire formula. And if it's done right, you will be okay, and if you mess it up, then it's gonna cause you problems and your stock will sell out most probably very slow. I'm gonna reveal my product research criteria and how I research all my products. And by the way, we just hit £32,000 in monthly sales, so it's absolutely worth it. So if you are interested in learning quickly about the entire formula and how to go about selling on Amazon, I highly recommend attending one of our seminars. We still have a few places left for the November seminar, so please follow the link below. I'll post it in the video description. Okay, so let's get started. Most people have 3 to 5 criteria they look at when selecting the products. I actually have many more because I like to cross-check and I like to have a full picture of the product and of the competition and of the possibilities that any given product gives me. So I will discuss all of them in a second. However, I'd like to start with the categories. So I only look at a few categories, and they are arts and crafts, sewing, baby, pet, office furniture and accessories, tools and home improvement, bathroom, patio, lawn and garden, musical instruments, home decor, home storage and organization. So those are the categories I normally look at, and I don't look for products in any other categories so far. Mostly because I like to make my life easier and I don't want to get into trouble with gated categories or anything like that. So this is actually one of the products I was looking at importing into UK and selling myself. However, I decided to pass on that for a few reasons. Now, starting from the beginning. So what you want to do is basically always look in all categories. So you don't select any specific category, you always look in all departments. You put your phrase, say for example dog car seat, and then I use Jungle Scout for the initial research. This is how I call it, initial research. Once the product interests me, then and only then I go into deep research. Okay, so let's go through my product research criteria. First of all, always exclude sponsored listings. Whether you are using Jungle Scout or doing this manually, always exclude sponsored listings. If you use a Jungle Scout extension, like the one that is displayed on my screen now, then the Jungle Scout will remove those sponsored products automatically. Okay, so for my initial research, I only use Jungle Scout plugin, and I only look for the following metrics: brand, price, rank, monthly sales, revenue, reviews, rating, and sellers. So those are the most important metrics for me when doing initial research. Now let's go through these. What am I looking for? So if we look at the brand, what I'm looking for is I don't want too many repeat brands. So if we find here, for example, we've got Amazon Basics, A&U, MATCC, and so on and so on. So if, say for example, this brand shows 1, 2, which is okay. If it was 3, 4, 5, 6, then it means that they pretty much dominate this category, and I don't want to get into it. So 2 or 3 is fine. More, I would most probably stay away from it. The next is price. Now, I don't want the price to be too low, and I don't want the price to be too high. If the price is too low, that means you're gonna struggle to make some profit on that. And if the price is too high, you need to take into account your budget and how much money you will have to spend basically on your initial stock and on the restocking. So keep that in mind. The ideal price would be probably within the range of 12 to 20 pounds, I would say. Most of my products generally are between 15 and 17 pounds per product. So keep that in mind. So looking at this particular product, we have 16.99, 14.99, 19.21. So the product price is okay. It could be a bit lower, I guess. So one thing to keep in mind with this particular product, you would have to budget a bit more to order your initial stock and then restock the product. My next criteria is BSR, which is bestseller rank. What I'm looking for here is the figure which is not too low and not too high. So generally speaking, I am looking for a 4-digit number here. Looking at this, I'd say those numbers are a bit low and the rest are pretty much fine. So my next criteria is monthly sales. So what I'm expecting here is a minimum of 250 items per month sold, preferably more. However, I'm also looking for consistency. So looking at this particular product, we've got the sale at the pretty much okay level. However, it is not consistent. So we can see this guy is selling 6. Then we've got 74. We've got some good numbers here. Then we've got a good number here. And then we've got some bad numbers here again. So again, you need to judge for yourself, but generally speaking, we are looking for consistency here. I don't look at daily sales right now. I'm looking at the revenue. So I want the revenue to be £4,000 or above. I am not expecting figures of £10,000, £30,000, or £50,000. It's good if you can find them, but generally speaking, a reasonable figure here would be £4,000 or above. So looking at this particular product, we've got 3.5, 6, 7, 3, £3,300, 15,000, 3. So again, there is not a lot of consistency here. There are some sellers that sell okay, which is fine. So if this product would be of interest to you, I'd probably look at this a bit further. But as I said, I personally discarded this product mainly due to inconsistencies in monthly sales and revenue. My next criteria is the reviews. So obviously, the lower the number, the better. And the higher the number, the more difficult will be for you to compete with those sellers. So say for example, if most of these sellers had 1000 reviews or 500 reviews or something like that, how would you compete with them having 2, 3 or 5 reviews to start with? So this is a very, very important criteria, and I generally my products generally have below 50 reviews. That's what I'm looking for. However, it's not uncommon to compete in the market where you have 200 reviews, for example. So again, it's experience and judging for yourself. But as a general rule, 50, maybe 70 reviews would be a good number to see here. Keep in mind that when starting, you will probably be able to get, I don't know, maybe 5-10 reviews to start with. So just keep that in mind. Now the next criteria is not that important, but it is also important in certain areas, and that is the rating. So when we look at this rating here, we've got 4.5, 4, 4, 5, 4.5, 3.5, 4. That means to me that there is something wrong with the product sold in that listing, and there is space for improvement, which is very important because that's what we are looking for, basically selling new products, introducing the new products to the market, and that is increasing the value, improving the product, selling better product than there is already. And then the last column is the seller, and FBA stands for fulfilled by Amazon, and FBM stands for fulfilled by merchant. So most products in that category are fulfilled by Amazon. If it happens that you find a product that most of them are fulfilled by merchants, that means it's a good point for you, additional extra point for you, because you can introduce fulfilled by Amazon into this category and basically gain advantage this way. Now, a good idea is also to look at the second page of search results, and you do this by extracting the next page here. So if we click that button, the Jungle Scout will pull out the results from the second page, well, hopefully in a second. So if we scroll down, we would see the monthly sales for the second page, for example, and the revenues and all the other details. So that will help you judge for yourself whether the product is worthwhile or not. One more thing to keep in mind is the Google Trends. So Jungle Scout allows you to check Google Trends for this specific keyword. And if you look in the bottom right corner, then we've got the icon for associated keywords. Click that, it will give you an idea of additional keywords to look for that are related to this product. But when you click on that icon, it will give you Google Trend Report. So if we click that and we select UK, we can look at the search term and the interest over time. So by default, it's displayed over the past 12 months. I prefer to look at 90 days and also past 5 years, which is very interesting to see, and 2004 to present. So we can see that over time, people more and more look for this particular phrase. So maybe it's worth looking actually at this product, because you will find some products that you don't want to get into right now, but you will notice that the trend is increasing. So it's worth actually watching those items. And you will need to judge by yourself whether you want to go into this product or not. But this is also a very important criteria to me. Now, one thing to keep in mind, guys, there are no ideal products. Maybe there are, I don't know, but most of the products you will find, they will not be ideal. So the monthly sales might be a bit low here and there. Maybe the rank will be higher here and there, Maybe the revenue will be good in the first few positions, then there will be some break, and then the revenue will be okay again. So don't be set in stone that the product must be ideal. Don't take too long to find your new product, because you will basically be losing money by waiting. So my strategy is find 3 to 5 products that are interesting, select the best one and go for them. Play a bit safe with your first product, but don't research indefinitely, because you will be just losing money waiting and waiting and waiting. So there is no point in that. Now, most people ask, how long does it take to research the first product? I'd say not too long. If you follow the steps and if you use my best strategy, which is finding the 3 to 5 interesting product and going with the best one, then it doesn't take a long time. For example, I recently added 2 products to my line, and it took me actually 3 hours to find, I think I found 6 products at the time, and out of these I selected the 2 I've added to my line. So I made the decision quickly, I checked all the numbers, I went into deep research, which I'm going to discuss in a second, and then contacted suppliers and ordered the products soon after.